Here with the victorious Hope College women's basketball team down in La Roche, Pennsylvania, the first round of the NCAA Division III tournament here at DeVos Fieldhouse. Here with Meg Morehouse, Brian Morehouse, head coach, and Kennedy Schoonville. Coach, if you could begin with an opening statement.
Yeah, thrilled to be advancing. Thought that first of all, La Roche is a tough matchup for us. I thought really talented at the guard spot, spread you out, make us do hard things, and then the first half I thought they just shot it great. To their credit, they shot 40% from three in the second quarter, kind of got it going. But I thought we responded well at halftime. Made some adjustments defensively, made a few adjustments offensively. I think the reason that she's here is because she stepped up and guarded somebody, and we put her on number one, who had a great game. I think she had 14, maybe 13 when Meg got on her, and I just thought she did a great job of matching her abilities, her intensity, or her ability to get to the rim, and Meg was able to slow her a bit and keep the ball out of her hands. And obviously Kennedy had a great game, very efficient. Bosk had a great efficient game. I thought Sydney got us off to a great start. Sid got us off to a great start in this game, but then I thought that we did a really nice job with Bosk and Ken, got them into some high-low stuff, and we're thrilled to be moving on. It's going to be a great game tomorrow against Marietta, but we're going to enjoy tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and congratulations on moving on, guys. Obviously, the first three quarters offensively were not the greatest for you guys. Not very efficient from the field or anything, but the second half of the third quarter and then that entire fourth quarter, you guys really popped off. I think it was like a 40-11 run or something like that. What really sparked that there?
I thought our depth worked for us. I thought we kept the pressure on defensively. I think we kept the pressure on offensively, pushing the ball to the other end. And then honestly, Courtney Cust had the scout and the prep for this game. I think they finally started listening to it. We thought that we could get the ball to the rim. And once we started having that mindset a little bit more in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, I think we were better. I think defensively we made some adjustments, like I said, and they made some really hard shots. They made some really hard shots. They had a couple step backs that you don't see a lot of those, and they were good, and number one got it going. So, offensively, I think we were just much more efficient. I thought we obviously shot the ball better in the second half. We're 5 for 7 in the second half from three. That's more our style. First half, I thought we were a little sped up. Remember, it's the first game for everybody in a couple of years. I think everybody's nervous. Everybody's excited. We settled in, and it was a great first game.
Yeah, obviously, Ken, you have that deeper NCAA experience in Moda than Meg does. Did you even feel that sort of nervousness that he's talking about? Because obviously it is the first game back, and did you sort of sense that even though you have that experience in the past?
Yeah, definitely. I think everybody has some sort of jitters the first game, and maybe every game in the NCAA tournament. But I think a lot of us have experience in the tournament, like you said. Even Meg has, before they canceled it, her freshman year has experience. So we have a lot of people on our squad that have felt that before. And so I think that was to our advantage as well. We were able to kind of weather some of those lows of that game and push through, and I think that worked for us.
Yeah, and Meg sort of had a spark in the third quarter. She had a steal in the third quarter, got the easy lay-in. Could you sort of feel someone watching from the bench or on the floor, could you sort of feel like, all right, we've been slacking a little bit, but this is now we're going to start picking it up once that happened?
Yeah, we didn't deny passes very well in the first half at all, and that's like a big essential piece of our defense. And so heading into the second half, we were in halftime before the coaches even got in there, and we were like, we have to deny passes, and I think Meg was like the first person to do that. And so that really sparked us, and we were like, okay, now we got to go.
Yeah.
This is the time we got to turn it on.
Yeah, and to Meg, obviously your coach Miller was talking about how you kind of locked down number one. She had, I think, an 8-0 run all by herself in the first half, really pulled them back into it. The lead was never more than 10 at any point until the fourth quarter, and you really went ahead and locked down number one. How do you go about doing that? She's a very talented player.
Yeah, obviously a really talented player. Just sitting down on defense, I think when people are coming in, they're hesitating, they're rising up and looking to shoot, just staying down and knowing the principles of our defense and knowing that someone's going to be behind you if they do get by you, I think was a really big thing. And then obviously just denying passes, like Ken said, was a really big focus at halftime. So I think just stepping up and denying a couple passes, which is part of our defense, was a really big thing too.
Yeah, and Mo, obviously, like we mentioned, first game back, jitters for in a couple years. Even the players with experience got those jitters a little bit. How crucial was it that you were able to pad that lead enough to get that unit of all freshmen in, so down the line, if you do run into foul trouble, you have another unforeseen injury, they have at least some experience in this setting?
Yeah, I think it was good in a lot of ways. I mean, get those young kids on the floor, but also get everybody else off the floor. And I think, in the first half, I didn't really love where our minutes were headed, but I think we righted the ship pretty well. And, I don't think we played our legs off kids in the third and fourth quarter, and kept us at 25 minutes and 23 minutes. Obviously, you want to be fresh heading into tomorrow. Marietta played a lot of kids tonight, and their game was not nearly as fast-paced as ours, but I think this is how we play, and I think our legs are going to be great, and our minds are going to be great tomorrow, and time to go out and play a really, really good team from Ohio and see if we can't knock them off in advance.
Yeah, and you mentioned fast-paced. It seemed like LaRoche might not have the size or anything of some teams that might have played, but they were really quick, especially in those guard positions. How tough was that to get your offense going against a really quick team like that?
It was hard on offense to get going to a certain point, but I think a lot of that was the stubbornness of maybe our players to not follow the scouting report, to be honest with you. And then, but I thought defensively, they're tough. They're tough matches to stay in front of. And I think we just tweaked our defense a little bit halfway through the third quarter. Made a few adjustments on angles and things like that. And once we did, I thought we locked them down from that point on, about halfway through the third quarter. I know that they had 16 in that quarter, but I think a lot of those came in the first 5 or 6 minutes. And I think that last 4 minutes of the third quarter, we were really good. And then the fourth quarter, I think we just built on that.
Yeah, and either one of you, or Meg or Ken, can answer this. I mean, obviously you guys are a pretty decent free throw shooting team and three-point shooting team. What was going on in the first half?
I don't know. I think it was almost the whole game that we didn't shoot very well. But I think we just have to put that behind us at this point. It's done. It's over with. And we got to be better. I mean, there are some games that are going to be closer that come down to those free throws, and those are ones we got to hit. So, and I have full confidence in everybody that missed them tonight. They're going to make them in the future. And so I think we just got to put this game behind us and then be better tomorrow. Yeah, and I know Mo, as a coach, he sort of preaches getting offensive rebounds. And I don't know how many you finished with, but I know in the first half you had 9 offensive rebounds. You outboarded them 9-4, I think, in the first half. You only had 4 second chance points. I mean, what made it so hard to get? You got those second chances, but why was it so hard to convert on them?
There's certain things I can't say. I think we got to make them. You got to make them down there. I mean, it's a physical game. I mean, I think we got the ball where we wanted it. I thought we put them up a couple times, and I think they walled up, had their hands up, and we didn't make them. So we have to make those better. And this is the best shooting team I've ever coached. So we're going to step up. We're going to knock down shots in the game tomorrow, and we're going to make free throws because we're a really good free throw shooting team. Game got sped up a little bit in the first half. I thought we settled down in the second half and shot the ball a lot better once we settled in.
All right, Coach. The trying game earlier here, a lot of the big crunch time games, Meg seems to be at her best in the crunch time. It's really hard. Will and I were commenting a few times how it's just too hard to take her off the floor. There's something that's kind of emerged this year. What have you seen? I mean, it's been coming a long time, but what have you seen specifically in that crunch time, especially tonight?
She just competes, really, really hard. She just competes, and she's incredibly athletic, and that puts her in the right spot to be able to guard the other team's best offensive player. And that's a lot of confidence. Even if you look back to a couple years ago when we're in the national tournament, a couple of those games, we were putting a freshman out there to close a game defensively, and because we just thought that she would be in the right place and be able to compete defensively.
Right. And Kennedy, a couple of years ago, this was you. We were talking about in the same situation where, the bigger moments, and you started to kind of emerge in that. What is that like, seeing out of a teammate like Meg? You've known her for an awful long time. You played against her in high school. You guys have been together a long time. But seeing this kind of in the pivotal moments of a season and in the national tournament. What is that like, seeing that from her, and what are you seeing from her specifically?
It's been really cool. I mean, like you said, I played against her in high school for a long time, and she was always tough to guard. I remember we would have to face guard her in high school because she was their best player and was awesome. And so I was excited when she decided to come here because I knew she was going to add a new layer, a new depth to our team. And I think when you're freshman and sophomore, you're just trying to find your confidence, trying to find your way. But I think she's really like grown into an elite level basketball player and has found that confidence and knows when she's needed. I mean, like you said, like in those crunch time moments, she steps up on defense and she gets stops. And not even just in the crunch time, like I feel like she does that in any game. She guards the opposing team's best guard and is just an elite level player. And so it's been really cool to see.